I mean, racket sports in particular, and tennis is one of them, that actually scientifically can add on 10 years to your life.
Right.
Because of the physical side of it first, but the social side of it, the mental side, actually trying to work out how you beat an opponent. There is science behind it. It can add 10 years onto your life. So we've got people playing on our program in their 70s and 80s, which is just amazing.
This episode is supported by a proper local clinic just outside of Bishop Stortford. Most people don't wake up planning to see a chiropractor. It's the stiff neck that won't ease, the bad back that's killing your sleep, or that pain that suddenly makes work and family life harder. Takeley Chiropractic help people get out of pain and, even more importantly, stay out of pain. They don't rush you. They take time to understand you and make you feel better. They want to understand what you want to get back to doing, whether that's work, sport, or just spending time with your family. They're a local team, highly qualified, and recently they won an award for outstanding patient care. Have a look at takeleychiropractic.co.uk and see what they're all about. Welcome to the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast, the show where we shine a light on the incredible businesses, community leaders and local legends shaping our town. I'm your host, James O'Donnell, and today we are joined by Ollie Clark. Ollie, great to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Ollie, for those of us who don't know you yet, who are you and what do you do here in the Bishop Stortford community?
So I'm Ollie Clark and I'm a local tennis coach in the area, predominantly based in Great Dunmow. I had lived in Bishop Stortford and went to the boys' high school back in the 90s. So I have real connections with the Stortford area. Been coaching tennis now for 20 years, I'd say, and gone out by myself over the last 4.5 years. Been in clubs before, but this is the last 4.5 years, and now it's just Ollie Clark Tennis.
What was the spark to get you going out on your own?
Several things. A bit of committees, politics maybe with it. But actually, for me, the ultimate was to be able to grow. I was in a 2 tennis court venue and I wanted to expand and offer tennis out to the wider community, and was able to offer out to people's houses, but then able to do schools program and a much bigger program with 4 courts available.
So what does your week look like at the moment? What kind of delivery are you doing?
So I'm on court, out of the 7 days, I'm on court for 6 of them. I have a Sunday off. That's my only day off. But Sundays, maybe 4 or 5 in the year, I might run some charity tournaments, if it's junior tournaments, adult tournaments, or actually combine. But then most of the week is taken up with individual lessons in the day, or small group adult lessons. And then after school clubs, go into local primary schools, and then we'll run a junior and adult program afternoons, evenings and weekends.
Do you know how many people you're impacting each week then, Ollie?
So at the moment, I believe it's around 250 to 300 people a week we see.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
With the after school clubs, going into the schools and then doing the stuff that we do as well. Yeah, it's an amazing thing, and I feel very lucky and privileged at the moment. It's getting more people are playing, and I think that's just the work that not just myself but my coaching team are putting in with this.
I think, tennis is one of those things, isn't it, where there's, you need a little bit of a court, don't you, once you're starting moving up through the levels to make it happen. But you kind of want there being more people in the UK that are picking up a racket and, giving it a go, don't you? That's the
100%. And I think that's where, for me, getting children playing as early as they can is the key, and actually involving families as well. I'm seeing a lot more now with parents watching their young children play and go, I want to get involved in that. So then it becomes a really family feel. So the ultimate for me is be able to get people on a tennis court that they can go and take this for their whole entire life. And if we're able to do that for 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, and they go and play, brilliant.
Because there's the competition element of it, but I just really like the social element of tennis. You just go along with some mates to a local tennis court and you play a bit. But as you get older and you start playing with your parents, and you can, there's loads of bits that you can kind of add in there, and you can keep going till pretty late in life as well with tennis, can't you?
I mean, racket sports in particular, and tennis is one of them, that actually scientifically can add on 10 years to your life.
Right.
Because of the physical side of it first, but the social side of it, the mental side, actually trying to work out how you beat an opponent. There is science behind it that can add 10 years onto your life. So we've got people playing on our program in their 70s and 80s, which is just amazing. So our youngest is 3 and our oldest is mid-70s or early 80s, and it's just great to watch.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. such an impact that you're having there. This episode is being supported by one of my businesses, a brilliant local business called StortBox. If you've ever moved house, you'll know the pain of hunting for cardboard boxes, building them, taping them up, and then figuring out what to do with them afterwards. StortBox makes moving simpler with strong, reusable moving crates delivered straight to your door and collected when you're finished. Less stress, less waste, and a much easier move. It's a local business helping local people move smarter. So have a look at StortBox in the show notes below and see if it can make your next move a little bit easier. Okay, back to the episode. And what does the future hold? You're delivering at the moment locally. You want to grow.
I'm always wanting to grow. I think that's the thing is, if you were to ask me maybe 10, 15 years ago, I think I was quite happy doing what I was doing. But actually, I think experience as you get older shows you that you're able to help. And ultimately, I want to help as many people as we possibly can. So if it is going into not just secondary school, primary schools, but going into secondary schools, I think that's a real key one for me. Creating links with other sporting clubs, as in incorporating all your coaches' talents together and working together. And I see that that's a real negative where sports won't cross over. And actually trying to say, well, if a tennis player wants to go and play rugby, there's something that actually that can work together. That ultimately we want to have a happy and healthy lifestyle. We want to continue in our lives for as long as we possibly can. And sport is the biggest thing for me. So working with other sports, other schools, other organisations, but also I'm looking into working with, that's sort of going down a disability tennis route that just is enabling other people that play, whether or not it is wheelchair tennis, or I've actually worked with, in the last couple of years, with a blind tennis player, which has been something that's been incredible. Something completely out of my comfort zone, but something so rewarding. So it's trying to expand my capabilities, which ultimately can help everyone as well.
Is there the ecosystem there for you to get involved with other sports and other clubs? Are they open to that kind of conversation?
At the moment, I'd probably say there's a bit of a barrier with some clubs and some sports. I'm not just saying in the area, but I think in general. But all it takes is one or two people that actually can say, yeah, well, we've got a centre that we want everyone to come to, and we work together. So there's always talks, there's always potential, and I'm always hoping that will be the case one day.
You just need to run with it, don't you? And make something
I think so.
happen. I always see that in sports where there's the individualized classes that make sense from a skill perspective, but then you could you strip that back and you look at some of the core fundamentals with regards to health, fitness, and then kind of it doesn't really matter which sport you do. You still need to be able to push, pull, squat, lunge, move in different directions. And they are applicable across lots of different sports. So combining that with other sports, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
I just think so many sports do cross over. There's so many technical aspects, I think, that cross over in all of them. So why not make that accessible to everyone? Because ultimately, if you've got more people playing sport, then us as coaches are going to have more people wanting to have our skill set.
Definitely. So that's what the future holds. So, integrating with other sports, you're delivering to over 250 people locally, which is, absolutely awesome. Do you get out and about yourself, see much tennis?
I do. I try as much as I can. Actually, literally came back from the French Open last night. Just went there for the day. Haven't been for 12 years, so that was lovely. Very lucky and privileged that I get to go to Wimbledon every year, going to Queen's this year as well. So yeah, I try and get out as much as I possibly can to watch as much as I possibly can, because it's just so, yesterday was just unbelievable to go to the French Open, just to watch it and just to get the feel of it. And it was nice. Yeah, just an all-round perfect day.
I think we are lucky, where we are in particular, that we are so close to two of the biggest tennis tournaments in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You live anywhere else in the world, you're miles, or you're having to travel continents, aren't you, to see those? And you'd hope there'd be more people taking part and trying to aspire to get up to those levels.
100, and I think that's the thing. What I try and portray to my pupils is that anything is possible, and if you're willing to put the work in, have fun with it, there's endless opportunities what you can do. And then for me, taking some footage of it yesterday to actually show my kids, these guys can do it, so can you. Yeah, and it's just walking around yesterday, just seeing lots of young children there as well watching. I think that's really, really key. They could go, well, we could be like that. And then they'll go back to their courts, and before you know it, they're practicing 8-10 hours a week at least, and then who knows where they're going to be in 15 years time.
Brilliant. So if I'm out there and I've got my young children, or I'm thinking about stepping back on to hit the ball around, what's the best way for me to follow along with the work that you're doing and reach out and get started?
So probably the best way is through social media. Ollie Clark Tennis, we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We put lots of different tips up and tricks, and we showcase what our kids and adults do. And then from there, obviously, it's got my contact details on there, which then can ultimately, I'm able to explain what we do as a program for kids all the way from 3, 4, all the way up through to the adult coaching program.
We'll put the links in the show notes so that anybody can follow along with that, and we can, give our support through the podcast as well. Ollie, that's been fantastic.
Amazing.
Really excited to hear the work you're doing, and hopefully in a year's time, maybe we'll be a few hundred more people each week that you'll be impacting. That's the idea, isn't it?
That'd be lovely. Yes.
Fantastic. Are you ready for some Stortford Spotlight questions now?
Come on then. Let's hit me with the Stortford questions.
Excellent. This episode is supported by the Bishop Stortford Community Newsletter. There's so much happening in town, it's hard to keep up. New businesses opening, community events, local stories, and opportunities for all of us to get involved and make Bishop Stortford a great place to live. That's why we created a free weekly newsletter that brings together the best of Bishop Stortford in one place. There's no endless scrolling, no hunting through Facebook groups, just the stories, events, and local updates that matter. If you'd like to stay connected to what's happening in Bishop Stortford, sign up using the link in the show notes. Okay, back to the episode. These are 3 super fast questions that we ask every guest that comes onto the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast. First question. If you could put one sentence on a billboard in Jackson Square, what would it say and who needs to hear it the most?
Wow. In Jackson Square, who needs to hear this the most? Let's go with everyone can achieve anything. Let's go with that. I think that's a great one. And for me, kids. Actually, wait, anyone can hear that, I think. Yeah. Everyone can achieve anything.
Yeah, like growth mindset. If you set your mind to it, put in the effort, you're going to improve, you're going to get better. Love
100%.
it. Love it. Okay. Question 2, Ollie. Where do you go in Stortford that you secretly hope never gets too popular?
I went to a lovely restaurant. Is it 14? I think the restaurant is.
Number 14.
That's a lovely restaurant. Yeah, 14. I went there for a friend's 40th birthday, and we had upstairs, and I was like, you know what? This is really nice. And then we had like the middle part of the restaurant, and then we went upstairs to the top of it. And I was like, yeah, I don't want this too busy, because this is just a really, really nice place to be with like your group of friends. And yeah, it was lovely. Yeah, 14, the restaurant is wonderful.
Yeah, it's one of the top in Stortford, isn't it, for people to go to? And I think with so many people moving out of London to moving to Bishop Stortford, that kind of clientele definitely like that kind of space. That's a great shout out. Hope you managed to get a reservation now after giving them a shout out, Ollie.
Hope so.
And last question, who's doing something special in town that more people need to know about?
So for me, I actually would say at the moment, I've got probably a couple actually. The new paddle place in Bishop Stortford.
Right.
That's just been opened. I can't remember his name now, but he's a tennis player. I think he was a tennis player. Now he's become a paddle coach and player. And he's opened it up himself. And it's only been open a few weeks, maybe even less. And all I've heard is just amazing things from it. A real good feel-good factor there, community spirit. Everyone can go down there and enjoy themselves. It's social, it's welcoming, it's inviting. That is somewhere I would really be keen to I can't wait to go there, actually. I know tennis coaches and paddle, there's a bit of a grey area there, but I think paddle is great. And I think it's new and exciting. It's bringing people in to as I said earlier, to become active and healthy. And second one is someone I think that we both know is a guy called Steve Fisk, that he's doing an amazing work with lots of people that maybe haven't had the best of times in life and need a helping hand. And Steve is the one that is just putting so much work in with them. And I can't thank him enough.
Yeah. Steve's one of the good people out in the community who, makes things happen through, just being kind. We're desperately trying to get him on the podcast. So hopefully this is another push to get him on here. And the Paddle Club, it's really interesting there, isn't it? It's a brand new venue. Their marketing is absolutely fantastic. And they've got lots of people that are going along there. And it's a real, growing sport out you see that on social media, and you see that in the numbers. Whether or not that is cannibalizing tennis or if it's helping it in the long run, but I think it's certainly something that's getting people moving, getting people out there. And I suppose if that's the goal, then we can all, if we can all, encourage people to do that as much as possible.
Definitely.
Whatever it takes to get people off the couch and off their phones.
100%. Yes.
That's the thing. Ollie, where's the best place again for people to find you online and get involved?
So the name would be Ollie Clark Tennis, and you can do that on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok.
Excellent. Those links will be in the show notes and tagged everywhere we put out links for this episode. Ollie, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. If you've enjoyed this episode, the best way you can support the show is to hit follow, leave a quick review on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify, and share it on your socials so that more people can hear about the good work that Ollie's doing. Or maybe share it with someone in town who's not on social media that you think might be interested in, picking up the racket again, stepping back on the court and having some games with Ollie. Reach out to him directly. We'll leave you some contact details in the show notes. And if you know someone like Steve or Ollie who's investing in the community to make it a better place that you think we should feature on the podcast, drop their name in the comments as well, and we can reach out to them and invite them to come on and have a 15-minute chat. Again, Ollie, thank you so much for joining us today on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
You too. Take care.